Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Welcome to Vesta Angels Tarot. This is going to be a reading for June the 28th. Yeah, June the 28th, 2024. I hope everybody is well. Okay. Um, I'm sitting here trying to figure out what deck to use. Y'all really don't need a reading, but I'm on here. So, what's happening is I'm trying to break my concentration from me myself and going into Vesta mode, okay? Because I was doing something, I was concentrating on something, and so my mind is still kind of, in a sense, activated on that. And now I'm trying to switch over to your collective reading, if that makes sense. Because I never want to combine the two. So this is why everything looked kind of scattered, because I don't know, by just quickly jumping over into this, I wasn't guided yet on what deck to use. But I did go ahead and pre-shuffle. Your first card out was the third eye chakra. So we're going to keep that. And then I was guided to pull a divine feminine oracle. Somebody needs that. I don't know who. Uh, but they told me somebody needed a divine feminine card energy. So I'm going to pull that, and then I'm just going to go from there. Okay. So, so let me know also in the comments, how did you feel about the debate? I did come on last night. I only watched the last 15-20 minutes of it before I came on last night and started the read. So if you haven't seen that, make sure you go and watch last night's reading. And I did the reading based off of just the mercurial energy. You know, Mercury is about communication. So it wasn't necessarily about each individual person. It was more about the Mercury energy of communication that I was um, getting in the read based on just the debate itself. I did do a previous reading on each individual person as opposition. Okay. And I did that, I think, about a week ago. So you can also go in the live playlist and it will see election, hashtag election in the title. Okay. And for the people quickly who do not know, I do Jasti or Vedic sidereal, not Western astronomy or astrology. So therefore, I see each individual person as a Scorpio and a Taurus. Okay. So the former person would be a Taurus in Vedic. And then the current person, as their current job, would be a Scorpio by having a November birthday, and the other person will be a June birthday. Yeah. Now, of course, you don't have to believe, or this is just for entertainment purposes. You know, it's I'm just pulling cards and reading them. So it's bias. It's no truth to it. You don't have to believe anything. I'm not here to change anybody's mind. I'm not here to persuade anybody's mind. Right? Okay. Um. So let me go ahead and pull the Divine Feminine card. Somebody needs this, is what I'm hearing. So now you also can be a masculine because we all have yin and yang inside of us. So if you're a masculine, this card will reflect the feminine energy in you, which in regards pertains to your feelings and emotions, like being more kind, being more nurturing, being more caring, affectionate, okay? Because as a masculine, that is how you display your energy of divine feminine energy toward the same or opposite sex, whatever you like. You understand? Because as a masculine, you know, of course you have a mom, but maybe you have a daughter, a sister. So how those feelings, or a wife, you know, however the case may be. But that is how you are affectionate to the with your divine feminine energy. Okay, so this popped out. Love is my lineage and gratitude is my religion. The mother of Imes, and I think this is, I'm gonna butcher the name. Some of you may be Hindu or Muslim religion, and it seems like she has hijab over her, but it also seems like a light. I don't know how to say this name. Fatima. So it's the mother of alms. Love is your lineage, and gratitude is your religion. Now, of course, we all have different religious denominations. Take this how it resonates for you. Okay. So possibly, increasing in your love aspect, and letting that be your lineage. I'm hearing more than materialistic. Okay, so it can be, because I do have the Two of Cups over here at the bottom of the deck. So, however, it probably is going to tie into the reading. And this is just a check-in reading. I do got others scheduled according to some movements that's coming up. We got Saturn that goes retrograde in 2 days, from June the 30th through November the 4th. And then we got Mars that's about to leave Aries and move into Taurus. We got Venus that soon will be moving into Cancer on July the 6th. We got a new moon that's coming up again, Vedic sidereal, not Western, July the 5th. We got a new moon moving into Gemini, July the 5th. So we got a couple of things that will be going on. So, okay, so this is what this is and why it is time or coming out already, because it's the Venus energy that will be moving to Cancer. Cancer is the moon, right? The moon is a reflection of not only our mother, but our feelings and emotions, whether they're outspoken or whether they're suppressed and hidden. Okay. So somebody here can be needing to let love be the new lineage in their life as an expression, as coming to a sense of completion. So somebody, whether the person you're thinking of or you, um, this is the lesson that will be needed to be learned by Venus moving into Cancer, fourth house. Okay. hmm And third eye. Okay. Opening up because your regular eyes see this reality, this realm, this physical world, right? The physical world. But your third eye is connected to your subconscious and your intuition, which is connected to source. Okay. So we need to understand and see our third eye. Somebody here is overthinking a connection and or love. So at the bottom of the deck is the Black Madonna, Our Lady of the Hermits. I transform pain and suffering into a greater capacity to love. Wow. So this is a new deck. She is beautiful. Um, I transform pain and suffering into a greater capacity to love. So for some of you, this can be a hindrance of why right now you may not have or be in a Two of Cups connection. Um, but of course, everybody work on everything differently and in their own sense of timing, right? Some of you can be also a mother here or becoming a new mother. Some of you also may be uh, freshly getting married here. hmm But somebody here, like I said, transforming pain. and suffering. So, is anybody here or the person you're wanting to connect to coming out of something? Did they just break up with somebody, whether it's recent or a while ago, and they're needing to be more into their divine feminine energy of transforming that pain and suffering of being forced to disconnect? Maybe somebody broke up with them and maybe you met them, right? But they don't want to connect with you or have a Two of Cups relationship or come together because they're still in the transformation of letting that pain and suffering go. Okay. And learning how, through their intuition, to turn that into a greater capacity to become love again. Okay. Because, a lot of people get hurt and they stay stuck in pain and suffering. And whether or not they enter into a new love relationship or start dating somebody new, um, you may not fully get a person, okay, that is ready for a Two of Cups love. They may act like it. They may have a sense of a mask on, acting like they are. But right here is saying that they're not. Okay, so be very careful of that. So let's move on here. Was I going to put the rest of those cards out or no? Where's the box? Oh, it's over there. Um, let me see. Let's check the Soul's Journey cards. Oh gosh, that is bent. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull the Soul's Journey. Like I said, this is just an energy check-in. Um, and let's just check the energy right now, because the more deeper readings is gonna come when I do the Saturn goes retrograde. I already have one out. It's called Unfinished Business. I put it out about 2 weeks ago, and that will be the title. So some of you may, get some clarity from that video if you want to go and watch it. The blame game. See, this is what, and discipline and loneliness. Okay. So that's pretty much self-explanatory on what I just said about the divine feminine energy. Some of you may feel like um, a sense of a blame game. Like some of you may feel like that that person can be possibly ready to be in love or to come forward and to connect, but they're not. Okay. Um, but somebody is blaming here the other person for something. We're gonna clarify. So I accept responsibility for my own well-being. This is what somebody needs to do right now. Discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. hmm That's what I was saying about not connecting, uh, because it does take discipline, right? It takes discipline to uh, to understand that yes, you're gonna have pain and suffering, or a sense of disconnecting, or a sense of having to leave a relationship or go through a breakup process, right? But the point is, you can't sit in that forever. You got to have a sense of discipline to understand and learn the lesson from it. Um, Understand about not trying to blame the other person, and also having a sense of discipline of what did I do wrong also in the relationship, because everything is not always just on the other person. When you don't take accountability for things that maybe you could have changed, things that maybe you could have communicated better, things that you could have been more attentive about, things that maybe you could have been more affectionate about, whatever the case. If you can kind of like pick that out of you and understand that as a sense of accountability of how you also can be a better partner in a partnership, not just trying to withdraw and pick on everything out on the other person as a blame game because you're 100% perfect. Ain't nothing wrong with you. You don't have any problems. It's always the other person. And I use myself for example. When I was in my last relationship about 9 years ago, and that was the last one that I was in, the person always kept telling me that I didn't um like call them all the time. Now, me personally, I look for a relationship where that my person does what they do, I do what I do, and then when we come together, we can do things too. Just being our own individual people or persons, and then either coming home or meeting up at the house after we both did whatever we had to do for that day, whether it's errands or work or hobbies. Um, then we connect together as a couple. That's kind of like how I like to work in relationships, but that may not be the same for the other person. You get what I'm saying? So, in other words, the person was telling me that I wasn't attentive enough when it came to um, calling them all day. Okay, you know how you have a partner and some people call their partner 20 times a day. They text message their person 15, 20, 30 times a day. I'm not like that. I'm the type of person, I'm still very independent when I in relationships, but they were telling me according to what they said, their partners, right? The guys that they would hang around or be around. Where their girlfriend call them all day, their girlfriend text them 15, 10, 20 times a day. To me, my first reaction was that's obnoxious. Because I know I don't want nobody calling and texting me 15, 20, 30 times a day. That would get on my nerves. That's just me, okay? Because I'm not a codependent type of person for that type of attention. I'm the type of person like, if you need me, call me. If you need a question answered, text or call me and I'll reply. But just to kind of like, and I guess it's also a trust barrier, right? I trust my partner, whatever that they're doing, that's their business. I'm hoping and trusting that they would not be cheating on me or things like that, having a sense of confidence and trust. Um, but you got some people who do connect like that, right? So it's also about finding being on the same type of page with your person when it comes to partnership. But I'm like, okay, if you're saying that, then to me, it's kind of like you want to be feeling like how your homeboys feel, but you're an individual person, okay? So in other words, are you telling me you're missing some type of attention or affection because I don't blow your phone up all day? You know what I mean? But because you sitting next to your homeboy and their phone is being blowed up, repetitive phone calls and repetitive texts by their lover. And since I'm not doing that to you, it's a problem. You see what I'm saying? But how do you know your homeboy doesn't really like that? You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of was like a flip of a script. I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. But the key thing is, I had another person earlier on before I started that relationship. They also told me, "Why you don't ever call me all day?" So I had a couple of people to reference to me far as why I don't, call somebody all day and check on them. Now, I'm not saying I don't do it at all. I would do it maybe twice, maybe once. Like, hey, you good? Whatever, whatever. All right, what we doing later? So and so and so. But I'm not finna sit there and just repetitive text and text and text and text and call and call and call and call. Some people like that, some people don't. You get what I'm saying? So I don't use that um as a sense of trying to blame myself or maybe why the relationship didn't work because that person felt that I didn't pay them enough attention through phone calls and text all day, but they got plenty of attention when we were together. You see what I'm saying? But I took that as insight. I took that as clarity. I looked within to understand to see if that was something that maybe I need to change about myself whenever I would get into a next relationship. But then if I was to do that with the next relationship, that person may not be like that or need that crave of attention. So that was just an example for you to also look within to see maybe things that you could have done better or changed or a sense of enlightenment. Okay. Um, but then we have discipline and loneliness. I know that I am never alone. Okay. So know that being alone and lonely is two different things. And I just keep using myself as an example so you can get the highlight of what I'm trying to explain here. Um, I like being alone, but I also can be in a relationship, right? But I'm never lonely. You see the difference? Because you can also be in a relationship and feel alone and also lonely. So, what is your definition to understanding whether you want to be alone or are you feeling lonely because you have maybe a sense of codependency to have a relationship so that you don't feel lonely? But the key thing is that if you're not comfortable with being alone and by yourself, because relationships that you bring into your life is an addition, it's not a completion. So somebody here needs to work on um, the discipline of why they are feeling this sense of loneliness inside. Okay, because the first step is to understand that you're always going to be alone. You're not always going to be in a relationship and or marriage because you was alone before you got into a relationship. For some of you that have broken up now and separated, you can be alone now, but that don't necessarily mean that you're lonely. hmm Okay. But you're very intelligent. You understand what I mean. But somebody here, if you've already broken up with somebody, this can be their energy that they can be right now having to go through a set of discipline, um, of feeling loneliness because maybe either that they did not want to um, express feelings and emotion and affection and caring and nurturing. Maybe they were bringing more pain and suffering as a sense of putting the blame on you based on things that happened to them by other people. And that also can be vice versa. At the bottom of the deck is the empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. Somebody here also can be going through some grief at the moment. Because some people can be going through a sense of loneliness or feeling alone um, because of a departure of a loved one, um, as a sense of passing away or maybe you've been married for a very long time and now you're going through a separation and or divorce, and you're so used to being with that person, but now discipline, which is Saturn energy, is setting in. Okay, not to blame yourself on why you could be going through loneliness right now or feeling alone because a situation did not work. Okay. um and having empathy too, to see, like I was just explaining, both sides of a situation. If you have empathy to see both sides of a situation, then that is also discipline that is setting in. Because you can always do the blame game and keep blaming the other person and feel that you're 100% perfect. We're made in the likeness of source, yes, but as humans we're not perfect. So it is some things that you could have done better, more of, compromised, um, not to continue to blame the other person, but not seeing your own lack of discipline in some things or some areas. But this is for you individually to work out for oneself. Um, because some of you also may feel that you're not disciplined enough to be in a love relationship. Some of you still could be holding on to some blaming issues, which is connected to the root chakra, right? Because that is going to be a sense of victimization, feeling victimized, anger, resentment, hurt, blame. Um, that are also connected to what you call it, codependency, which is the devil card. But I do feel the key thing is to be empathic and always see both sides of a situation, not just your side. Because if you get back into a relationship or start dating somebody, that's not going to help you. That you only are a one-sided person. Okay. Okay. Some of you also can be still going through some issues with your mom, such as healing aspects, because I do have the divine feminine energy over there, right? So it could have been, and this also could be the person you're thinking about. Maybe they were not very connected to their mother. And, in Jasti, the moon is our mother, right? But it's also Venus energy, such as when I say Venus energy, Venus is love, partnership, a sense of connectedness, connection. But if a person does not have a good moon placement or a good Venus placement, they're always going to be suffering in love and having pain. And it does um, tend from mother or mother issues. If your mate as a masculine, or even if you're same sex, whatever, if your mate does not have a great relationship with their mother, they will have love problems. I'm going to tell you now. And some of you can be in the same predicament right now where that this is why some of you are having love problems and issues because of the relationship you had with your mother. This can still be something that maybe you're blaming um, toward a mom. Okay. Nobody's perfect. When we had children, y'all didn't come, with no book or of instructions or anything like that. It was mostly through intuition and, you know, traditions or principles or dogmas that was passed down to us, or what we watched or what we seen, um, based on watching grandmothers or aunts or things like that on how to raise a child, how to take care of a child. That's pretty much what it is. It's through internal or maternal instincts. But everybody does not have great maternal instincts on how to connect with love. And that is a sense of what is being displayed as what we put into our children, right? And that is instilled into the child or the children, and that is how they grow up recognizing what love is, what nurturing is, and this is how they would operate when they get into a marriage or a love relationship and or dating. So some things that you do ask when you start to meet or date somebody: how is your relationship with your mom? If they start out, I hate that, that's already going to tell you how that love relationship is going to be, because they already got blaming issues. Instead of having discipline and understanding the pain and suffering from not having a great relationship or at least a decent relationship with their mom, and that can be different for everybody. That mom could have been, hooked on drugs, or they could have been abusive. They could have been very neglectful. They could have been emotional abusive, physical, mental, spiritual, whatever it was. Um, Remember, that person needs to take accountability and ownership, like that's not their fault. It's not their fault that their mom was that. So having the discipline, again, Saturn energy is understanding that I'm my own person. Yes, I didn't get that nurturing and caring and everything, love aspect from my mom, but I'm my own self. And I'm choosing, just like the card said, I'm choosing love as my lineage. Now, I may not have got it when I growed up or anything like that, but I'm choosing love as my new lineage now. hmm And I have a sense of great gratitude in that my religion, whatever that may be, that um, I can connect to that also and believe in those certain dogmas, principles, and or traditions from whatever you or your person's religion may be. Connecting more to that religion. If it's source or God, however you want to say it, then that can be living by the principles of your religion. You understand? And then just like it says, I transform pain and suffering into a greater capacity to love. Not a narrow or empty or no space as holding it empty or closed. That is more of a blame game, right? Because there's no openness for blame. If you're in a blaming energy, then you have no greater capacity to love yourself or nobody else. So, and this can be like the main issue of why you and your person, maybe you're dating somebody and they're just not connecting or wanting to connect, or maybe they're scared. Maybe they haven't gotten over what they went through with somebody else. And it's because they're learning the discipline. Okay, they're learning the discipline of that. They may be experiencing loneliness right now because maybe y'all separated or not talking right now, and now they're feeling that sense of loneliness because they have to go through this discipline to stop blaming other people that come into their life for their pain and suffering. We all, as humans, have some type of pain and suffering. May not necessarily be from a mother's aspect, on how our moms treated us, but it could be discipline in love in general, not doing third party situations, not impregnating people outside of a relationship and or marriage, right? It's going to be different for everybody. Let's go ahead and get your cards out. Whatever the reading comes out, that's what come out. I do not pick them. I only pull the cards and we go with the flow. Yes, opening up. Four of Pentacles in reverse. Coming out of that blame game, coming out of that sense of stubbornness, holding back, just like I was just got through talking about. Well, I'm gonna blame this person. So at some point of time, somebody here was holding back. They was not giving or becoming forthcoming. They were not initiating anything. They was being stingy with their time, their money, their energy, their effort. They were being stingy with a sense of progressing or going to the next level. Um, that's also not really showing a sense of discipline. Okay, because you can discipline yourself to give a certain amount of effort until you figure out what the situation is with the other person, and then you give a little more. But this person was not, or you was not giving at all. Mhm. Some of you also are about to release a idea and or project that you have been working on. The fight, the argument. So for some of you, what's about to happen is just be ready because somebody is going to come back towards you. It could have happened already for some of you. Um, Mercury energy, right? Five of Swords here. Somebody's going to come back to you and want to pick a fight and also an argument, a debate, a conversation, however it go. Um, because they want to get ready to blame you in some type of way because they don't have the discipline to have self-acknowledgement. Now, some of you also may do this toward the other person when they contact you, where it's your fault because you were being stubborn, you didn't want to open up, you didn't want to. I was trying to connect with you, but you was holding back. Blame game. Have the discipline not to do that. Like I said, be empathic, be open to seeing both sides of a situation. But somebody here is about to open up. Okay. Defensiveness. You see how the cards, what I'm saying, the cards are coming out here. Now, it may be a family member. Don't necessarily have to be a lover or a spouse. It could be a child, a family member, your best friend, a co-worker. It can be drama in your community with your neighbor, um, at your job. Okay, whatever it's going to be for you. For some of you, you already know who this person and situation is. Okay. Protect yourself, protect your energy, because you have been doing so much work for the greater. Okay. And I just want to interject real quick. Like I said, with Saturn about to go retrograde, and I'm using the title again of Unfinished Business because I did that reading entitled that already. But that's kind of what the Saturn going retrograde energy is going to be about. Somebody here is going to come back to you still after all this time, whether it's days, weeks, or years, or months. In some type of way, they're still going to try and blame you. Now, they may not necessarily say it, but you can maybe feel their energy as an empathic. Thank you, source. You can possibly feel it empathically because I know I am an empath. I have left jobs before. I have quit because of the energy inside of an office, the energy between coworkers, and I cannot be super productive in negative, drama filled jobs, environments. You get me? Because I'm very empathic. Always been since a child. Um, Empathically, you gonna feel this coming. Okay. Don't get back with anybody just because you're feeling a sense of loneliness. Have the discipline to stay alone or to stay separated until this person can have their sense of discipline of what they need to go through and have their own sense of acknowledgement too. Okay. Some of you just can be a person from the past. They may not tell you in the conversation, the fight, or the argument, okay, that they blame you, but the energy is here. Some of you may also hide your energy on the inside that you blame them, but you may not say it with the Seven of Wands. Okay. But I do see the common denominator here of the discipline card. Let me cut this out. Hopefully that's better for you. I'm sorry, I meant to been cut that out. So the common denominator I see here as the discipline card is to have discipline when having a conversation back and forth. Don't get to fighting an argument and exchanging words. Okay? Keep your cool, Seven of Wands. Uh, because you may get defensive, like, why are you blaming me? I ain't have nothing to do with that. Because somebody here may have already been in pain and suffering, right? And then it spilled over into y'all relationship, and then it turned y'all relationship sour, and that may have caused the breakup, okay? Or vice versa. Because the test is the Saturn going retrograde. Saturn is going to test you here on actually how much discipline do you have. Because if you're setting yourself up for a new relationship to come into your life, Two of Cups, and somebody here sparks a fight and or an argument with you, you're not ready for a new love anyway. Queen of Pentacles. Sense of groundedness. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles can be still nurturing and caring. That's more of the Queen of Cups. The cups is water, right? Feelings and emotions. But the Pentacles is a sense of groundedness, a sense of stability, a sense of protecting oneself, um, always being the stable entity or energy, as the person that you are. You're looking for that sense of discipline when it comes to love and partnership and wanting that type of energy around you. As the divine feminine energy here, this is what you are representing right now, and you don't want anything that is coming towards you to disrupt that. Okay. Now, if you're a masculine, you're wanting to come back toward this person because they do represent a Queen of Pentacles. You're looking for this sense of stableness, right, in your life when it comes to a divine feminine energy. Somebody that can take something from nothing and turn it into everything. Somebody that does have a greater capacity of love and stability and nurturing for the long run. This is what the masculine energy is looking for right now. Whoever this is, they seen and they found that in you. But I don't know why they could have been representing a Four of Pentacles. Could be that they not ready for that. They still have a lot of work to do. And so because of that, they do and cause the blame game, which initially sparks fights and arguments, okay, as a sense of egotism. Ten of Pentacles. Mm. Let's get the last one. Okay. Three of Wands. Again, somebody here with the Four of Swords in reverse. Somebody here been thinking a lot. They've been very restless. They've been feeling very uneasy about energetically, it can be, or verbally blaming you for things that may not have necessarily been um, issues with you. Probably stem from other people, can be Five of Swords to the Seven of Wands, and that person did not know how to reflect or block those people, that energy, and allow that to engulf them, and then kind of like emotionally, energetically, and verbally take it out on you. So this again is why this person could not connect. Now, the if this is you, you're waiting on, like everybody else, okay? Well, most of us is waiting on longevity, lineage, right? Yeah, see that? The word lineage, love is my lineage. Queen, Ten of Pentacles. Hmm. Trying to figure out what this is here. Some of you are also waiting on an opportunity for a better deserving or more stable job, career, investment. And you're trying to stay very disciplined right now about waiting for this opportunity to come in, right? Inner voice, change. The change is coming with the Three of Wands. But how long or how much longer can you be disciplined until it happens for you? The inner voice card here is going to be like the high priestess, all knowing. But you must continue to listen to your intuition and third eye, right? Third eye, whenever we get that card, it's using, yes, more discernment, knowledge, gaining more knowledge, perception, letting your clairvoyance be open, trusting in a higher source, faith, and mindfulness. Change is going to come because communication is about to come and change. Some of you are confused a little bit here, and you're very rigid on your viewpoint about only, I feel, seeing it your way. So if you're wanting to have a connection with a new person or the same person that you have been dealing with, you're going to have to change your viewpoint here. Okay? Use discernment instead of more defensiveness or just blocking the person. Some of you may have literally blocked this person already. But this also could be your other person that you're thinking about. They're changing. They are starting to, listen to their inner guidance and their inner voice. They're being guided here with the Three of Wands to fix this empathically. Now, this person, they may be a street person. Let's be honest. They may be, you know, straight one way where that they just from the streets. Let's just use that for an example. Being from the streets, people don't use their intuition. They don't. They don't listen to empathic nudges or clairvoyance. They don't do all that. Now, if you or your person is more um traditionalist or more in your religion and things like that, and your heart is more open to change about yourself and things like that, then that's something different. But I'm saying is be more realistic about who you are expecting this change and discipline to come from. Because if you like somebody who is just not an intuition type of person, then this is what is happening with them, because we're going through a shift, and this person may not necessarily be very open to this shift. They could be revoking it, and that takes a lot of discipline. That also can be a lot of time before this person can come into this um, awakening. Yeah, they may want marriage and relationship and all that, but that takes discipline and work. That takes for them to be a totally different person in order for it to be a sense of a lineage and for it to be longevity. This is again why a lot of marriages does not last long, because you can be more of an intuitive, clairvoyant. You're working with the changes in your life. You're going with the flow of the shift. You can like who you like. That's none of my business. But your opposite person may not be none of that. So, what could you be really waiting for? Yes, they're being guided. You're being guided. But if the person is not going to listen to their guidance, or if you want to say spiritual guide, if they're not going to listen to them, then how is that going to help you? Because some of you may also decide not to wait on this anymore. Intensity. So that's Mars energy. So, like I said, Mars is about to move into Taurus. Oh, okay. So that's what it is. July the 12th. So some of you are going to start to feel by July the 12th, is this worth fighting for? hmm Why are you fighting for it? Now, that can be your hypothesis, but your person probably may come to you with intensity, because when Mars go to a grounding house, Queen of Pentacles here, Ten of Pentacles, this will be their time to correct their wrongs, and only you can be the one to allow them the time to correct it. Or are you just going to continue to move on and block them? Are you going to be argumentative and defensive and start the back and forth blame game? Or are you going to show your level of discipline and explain to them that, you know, what changes have they done for their self, to their self? Be empathic, trying to see both sides of the situation. If you have a couple of questions to ask them, ask them. See intuitively, also with third eye, not two eyes. Okay. The questions here that will connect to your inner voice on if this person is truly, okay, trying to change. Because if they're not, then ain't no point. Jupiter is, I'm sorry, Mars is in Aries right now. So the intensity card, and I've been telling y'all this the past couple of weeks, the masculine energy is on fire right now. This is why you're seeing a lot of aggressive situations in the news and your social media about all these masculines just doing outrageous things. they're just doing outrageous things. It's because Mars is in its natural home of Mars, of Aries, which is about a warrior, a fighter, combativeness, Five of Swords here, argumentative, a sense of egotistical, narcissism, possessiveness. Um, I want to fight. I want to argue. They may act like they want to fight for this, but do they even know what they're fighting for? Just because they're masculine and they want what they want? No. Some of you already see. Like if you have maybe like a brother or male cousins, a dad, an uncle, masculines are just off the chain right now. It's because of that Mars energy, but it soon will be dying down to enough, right? Um, till July the 12th when it goes into a grounding house of second house of Taurus. So it's going to calm down, okay? But Taurus second house is about money, it's about finances, it's about emotional security, it's about your savings and your checkings, it's about eating. So some of you also, you may start to eat more. So be very watchful of that. For some of you with Mars going into Taurus very soon, your intensity of eating is going to increase. Your speech is can be very intense, especially if you're a Taurus. Okay. Your speech, your eating habits, your speech may become very combative with Mars there. Your eating habits. If you're on a diet, you're going to have a lot of discipline because your eating habits is going to get crazy here when Mars goes into Taurus July the 12th. Now, it also depends on, where Mars is going to end up in your own personal chart. But affection, romance also can get very intense. But don't try to ground a connection with passion and intensity when it's not stable. hmm Silence, the moon, and isolation. Isolation in reverse. So, like I was saying, the intensity, okay? The intensity is coming, it's defrosting. I don't know if you can see that up close. You see, this is like an ice man that's been crying, a sense of loneliness, stuff like that. Emotions and feelings on froze, isolation, but it's being defrosted because of that Mars energy moving into Taurus. hmm That is the change that is happening. The guidance, which is the movement of from one zodiac to the other. And because of this intensity, this is why the Four of Pentacles is being reversed from holding back, isolation, to opening up. And then the intensity, like I said, Mars and Taurus. Taurus is also emotional security. The person is going to not know how to express their feelings and emotions through communication. The sword. They were closed off, acting protective, blocking your energy, didn't want to be around you, however the case may be. But this also can turn you very defensive to have to answer to a person that's coming in very quickly, very verbally with Mars and Taurus. Um, because they still, I feel, don't have the guidance enough or the discipline to express their feelings and emotions here. Back to the divine feminine energy here, right? Because their lesson is to now let love be the new lineage and the gratitude, and also understanding how to transfer that pain and suffering. That a lot of you, it may not have nothing to do with you. For some of you, it may be because of the breakup or the separation y'all had or went through, or maybe they're an ex from a long time ago, whatever the case may be, right? But this is, again, like I said, while this earth energy is here, Queen, Ten of Pentacles, and Three of Wands, because they want to rush back in to try to secure this. But make sure your person is doing the make sure that they are coming to you actually about real security, because this is what you're looking for. But make sure that they're coming in with the right um, discipline about this. Okay. So we're going to end it real quick. I'm going to throw out a couple of these, and this will conclude your read for today. Oh, okay. Well, give me a minute. Now, some of you still may not hear from this person. You see the moon on the third eye. Silence. Some of you may not still be hearing from this person. Like I said, third eye is already here. Until the new moon moves into Gemini. Gemini is Mercury, third house, and that will be July the 5th. Gemini, third house, is about having courage and willpower to finally make a decision, to take action. This is why, again, the intensity card is here. Okay, I hope you're keeping up with me. If you don't, you can always come back and rewatch it. It may resonate better with you the second or third time that you watch it and understand. Can't make this up. Gratitude in reverse. Gratitude is my religion. Gratitude in reverse. So somebody don't fully appreciate the invaluable or valuable lessons that life is lovingly trying to present to them. This was in reverse. Like I said, going against the grain of guidance from source. Because people need to understand, when somebody wants to love another person and it's true, authentic, they want to make a lineage of it, family, a long sense of stability. Some people don't even honor that. They don't have a sense of gratitude. And then when the person leaves them, then they want to act some type of way. Not understanding a purpose. You possess determination and dedication to consciously demonstrate love. Can't make this up. But somebody's not understanding that purpose. Again, back to the mother here. Or the two divine feminine energy cards. Their purpose is, or yours, is to transform the pain and the suffering into a greater capacity of love. That's the whole purpose. Overall, that's the whole purpose of life, as being spiritual beings living a human experience. Willingness, you are able to compromise if the end result is love. Okay, so almost the same colors here. And this is about the empathy or being empathetic, right? Having a willingness to be empathetic, like it says, to be open to see both sides of the situation. Be willing to do that if the end result is going to be love. which is this right here. And if this person cannot do that, then Three of Wands, you will continue to wait. Keep that level of opportunity open so it can come to you. And while you're doing that, you will continue to learn and have more discipline. You may feel alone, but have the discipline to be alone and not be lonely. Okay. While Three of Wands, you're waiting on this Two of Cups energy to come into your life. Pretty much self-explanatory. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you like the way that I read, make sure you please subscribe. Also like the video. Um, Hit the bell for notifications because I always go live. So you would need to have the bell on all so that you can see I come up into your feed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.